Sometimes we wish we could be kids again. No worries, no bills. But there's something even deeper we don't realize at just such a young age, and that's the pain of losing someone. We would get told they're just sleeping, or went on a trip, or get told they're in a beautiful place we can't understand or reach. The sad reality, though, is losing a loved one is sometimes one of the hardest things we can ever face, and it can be hard because we all do it differently. I'll ask my mom, who was to me the most amazing mother I could have ever wished for. I know death will be faced by all of us eventually, but how many of you can truly relate and say you lost a loved one who was so close it felt like you lost a part of yourself? Losing my mom was harder than anything I faced, harder than my own depression because I could never, ever have imagined a world without her. I knew she would get older, as I would too, but it's different when you lose them when they still had more time, or at least you believe so. The hardest part isn't just accepting she's gone, but it was finding inner peace. Anything would remind me of her, from the music I heard to the food I ate. I got to the point where all my dreams would be filled by her image, until one day I realized what I was losing her really meant and what she would have wanted to see. I believe we can all learn something from losing someone close to us. Here are 3 ways I dealt with the grief. 1. It's okay to be sad. 2. You have to accept your loss. 3. Legacy and moving forward. If you don't know what it's like or haven't had to endure the pain, I would like to share my experience. And for those of you who have, I would love to offer a look into a different way to deal with a loss. 1. It's okay for you to be sad. There is no reason to hide your tears. You need to let out your sadness and anger. The harder you try to hold on, like many say, with that cheesy line, it's like holding onto a rope with dead weight. It's just burning your hands. Yeah, sometimes maybe we let our pride get the best of us, but it's better for us to cry than just to hold it all in and make it worse. Then there's also the memories. Memories will trigger sadness instantly. Like I said, sometimes just by hearing a song, sometimes just even a smell, My mom always cooked some meals, and as soon as I smell those meals, it's just like, oh wow, I miss my mom. And even music, especially music, a lot of songs really get to me. And nowadays, I listen to them and I really feel happy instead of feeling sad. 2. You have to accept your loss. It is hard, but you have to realize they are gone. And I know it's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, there's no bringing them back. And it really does hit a nerve, but it's better for you to accept than to live your whole life in denial. Don't try to forget, try to embrace and relive. Yeah, sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, I just want to forget the moments we shared, but no, it's not about that. You got to embrace the moments you shared with them. You got to try to relive them, but don't let them get you sad. It's okay to get sad, but don't let it bring you down. Better yet. 3. Legacy and moving forward. See what they would have wanted to see of you and what they left behind. For me, I know my mom would have always wanted to see me graduate and do better. And I think I use that every single day. Every single day I wake up, I think she would have wanted me to see me there. So that's what I gotta reach. And to this day, I don't think there is a day that I take for granted anything. And ever since losing my mom, my life has completely changed for the better. I'm not saying it's better off that she's gone, but I did something good out of her being gone just because I know what it's like now. Don't let love be forgotten. We've all seen that cheesy movie, Coco, and it's true. Don't ever let your love for your relatives, your loved ones, your family ever be forgotten. Once you forget about them, there's no more, But while we still have them, while we still remember them, let's always keep them in our memories and our hearts. And lastly, be thankful and cherish life. Sometimes we forget that the little things really matter a lot, but it's okay. We get lost in the moment, and that's normal. We all live our lives. We're surrounded by so much technology, so much influential change, so much news. Sometimes we're filled with bad news. Sometimes we're filled with good news, but at the end of the day, I think it's up to you to make something out of what you have. It's like you go to a house, you're crossing a road, oh, maybe you just thinking of it as crossing a road, literally. Or you can think of it as a journey to a new place. You know, I'm going to a house. Oh, so boring. Or you could say, oh, I'm gonna have a fun time walking over to a new house. Who knows what's gonna happen? You know, it's all about making it your own. It's all about giving it meaning. In conclusion, I think it has been more than a year, but I can assure myself that I have grown beyond what my mom would have ever wanted. And I know I no longer hold the hammer that drives the nail into my own heart. Instead, I accepted my mother's loss and will always remember the love rather than forget and shut down. Without her, I thought I would have crumbled, but with her legacy, I was able to become the best version of myself. Loss is even harder when it's a loved one, but we all have to overcome it, even if it's at your own pace or your own way.